turn on do not disturb for now, because right now I'm doing live streaming. I do not want any disturbing. Okay, now I'm going to Command and Control plus letter Z here to undo. All right, so next, let's adjust just the texture here, okay? So to adjust this texture here, we will use this Edit Texture tool and click on there. Now we can adjust this however we want. And once again, we can zoom in, closer, or zoom out. Just click and drag downward here, okay? Just like that. And you can rotate here just a little bit, make it straighter. And then now I'm going to select the Transform Pattern tool to get out of the Edit Texture tool. Oh no! Alright, sorry guys, it was just quite... Oh boy. So somehow it disconnected and now it is reconnects. So the network here kind of unstable, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, so now here we go. If we zoom close here, as you can see right here, I have the button here, roughly 1 centimeter, but I'm to be exact 0.9 centimeter, and over here roughly 1.2 centimeter. So to make it easier, I'm going to put in here 1.2 and here is 1 centimeter for the button. Alright, so here, this is the front top. We want to cut this and we want to add the fold as well as add extra fabric right here to create the button and the buttonhole overlap, okay? So first of all, let's cut this in half. To cut this, we are going to simply... I felt like this fabric here does not link. Oh, it is linked. Alright, so let's cut this. To cut this, we will use this internal polygon sharp line tool, guys. This tool is super useful. We are going to click one right there and then come down here. We want to click twice and then we'll use this Edit Pattern tool here, and then we want to click on that center line. We already select that center line right there. Right click and we want to select cut. Okay, so by default these patterns are linked together. I'm going to move these to the side a little bit because we need this space in between to create the overlap pattern. Alright, to do that we are going to use this Edit Pattern tool once again. So first of all, we want to extend this. So click one right there, right click, and we want to offset pattern outline. So by the way guys, if you guys are new to CLO and you used to use Adobe Illustrator to creating pattern, guys, honestly, CLO 3D is designed to create pattern more so than Adobe Illustrator. So Adobe Illustrator you can use to create pattern too, but the tool itself designed toward more graphic design more so than creating pattern on creating pattern like CLO, because here they design to measure every point of centimeter, inches, how you want, and make it more accurate, and the tool designed for making pattern. Okay, all right, so now get back to where we want to do here. Extend this between 2 to 2.5 centimeter, how you want. I recommend do 2.5, a little bit big, but hey, 2.5 right there, extend. And you want to come down here, turn this to extend. Okay, and over here default corner, that is perfect, and be sure this number offset here 1 for now is excellent, and then click on OK. And send this pattern here a link, we only need to do one side of Expo. Alright, so now we have a little bit of problem here. Let's see if I want to. Alright, so right here we are going to adjust this point over here a little bit. So I'm going to remove this point here And then we'll use this edit curvature tool here to simply click and drag it down here to create this perfect curve. Alright, so I still don't like the curve. I'm going to simply add the point here. So we have a shortcut key to add point to, which is letter X or X key on the keyboard, or you can select this add point / split line tool here. Then you want to click one to place the point, and then if you delete the point, now this becomes a straight line once again. So those tips are actually useful when you work in with pattern, over pattern. It's a time saving and give you less headache. Alright, so now let's simply use the edit curvature tools again, and then this time let's zoom in closer. We want to create this curve right here. Just like that. Now I kind of like this curve. I think this is perfect. So I'm going to remove this point right here as well. I mean this sewing. By the way, guys, I use this edit sewing tool and press on the delete or backspace on the keyboard to delete. And let's simulate once again to see the effects here. Alright, so actually the effect looking pretty good. Alright, so something I forgot to do here. So up here, the pattern, I want to freeze them so they don't fall on the floor. However, if they fall, it's fine, you can reset them. But right now, let's do this. Click on the select / move tool here, and my key select both of these pattern here. Right click, and we want to select right here, reset to the arrangement select. Now this pattern back up here, and while these patterns are selected, we want to right click on them, and then we want to select freeze. Choose me. We want to select freeze and strengthen, and then freeze. And then right click once again, and we want to select hide 3D pattern, so they're not be in the way. And however though, we still see them in the 2D window. We only hide them in a 3D window. Alright, so next we are going to extend 3 cm here. We'll use this edit pattern tool here. Click only one side, right click, and we want to select offset pattern outline. Alright, in this case, we'll change that to 3 cm, okay? And come down here, we want to change this to mirror. So as you can see right here, we create this perfect mirror pattern from this neck slope. And that is amazing. You can't do that in Adobe Illustrator. I mean, honestly, guys, I do not get paid from CLO. But I'm talking about that because I admire the design to create pattern. I make pattern by hand so many years, and it's a lot of time consuming, as well as we waste so much energy, so much material for this planet, and which is awful. Here you can literally design a garment like less than 30 minutes, and you can fit it onto the avatar and see how the garment fit, okay? And it's so much less waste and give you so much free time to design more clothing, and that is amazing. So right now we extend this 3 cm just like that right now, and down here we want to have number offset just 1, and mirror, which is right here, perfect, is mirror from the next slope here, and then we want to click on OK. And sorry guys, my computer just take a little bit of time to sync. Okay, alright, so right now I'm going to simply create an internal line from here to here. So if I look at right here, let's see, I'm going to check the outline once again. So if I click on here, right click, and then select is offset pattern outline. So it was 3 cm. I'm going to close that. So we want to create an internal line from here to here, or from here to here. So how you want. If we want to create an internal line from here to here, we need 6 cm, or from here to here, we only need 3 cm. So let me show you both option works fine. Because over here, if I click right here, right click, and then select offset as internal line, I want to have a number offset is 1 and then change this right here to 6 centimeter. So if we look at right here, right there, now we have this internal line from here to here. So 6 centimeter, that is perfect. However, though, we want to create another internal line right here. So instead of create from here, we want to create from the center one. So I'm going to cancel that. And to create the internal line from the center line here, we want to turn this to internal line first, okay? So to do that, we'll use this we will use this trace tool here, and then simply click one right there, press on return enter on the keyboard. Now this line right here, we just change it from baseline to internal line. And let's use this edit pattern tool. Click on that line, right click, and we want to select offset as internal line. All right, so over here, by default, we have 0.5. We're going to change that to 3. And right there, so if you look at right here now, internal line, instead of come this way, it went this way. So we want to select this reverse direction. So if we look at right here, this is the red internal line that we want it to be, okay? So next, I'm going to click on OK here to confirm. All right, just like that. So right now, we want to fold this and sew this. All right, I'm going to show you how to do that. It's a little bit tricky, but it's quite easy if you know the technique to do it. So first of all, let's strengthen this pattern here. So press on shift to click on both pattern, right click, and we want to select strengthen. All right, and then let's simulate here. Okay, and stop the simulation. And over here, now we want to turn on these internal lines so we get to see where we want to fold this. So to do so, we are going to come over here to the vertical toggle menu and then select on the garment display. Come down here to show internal line, click on that. And now this internal line here appear. We want to fold it. To fold it, we want to use this fold arrangement tool. Click on that, and then we want to click on the center line right there. And let's drag it inward. Let's see if we can drag the inward to fold, just like that. And that's about right. Now we want to come over here and turn on this fold rendering. And after that, we want to sew this. So to sew this, we will use this segment sewing tool. Click right here and sew to here. And now let's simulate. And I can see right here, we have the perfect fold onto this garment. Let's rotate here. So next, we're going to put the button and the buttonhole onto this shirt. So it's actually pretty exciting, guys, because CLO have this automatic buttonhole. It's actually perfect for us as a designer. And once again, like I mentioned earlier, button and buttonhole are important when you want to create any design that you have to apply button and buttonhole, okay? So now let's apply the button. So just a quick reminder, if we have design, let's say this is a female shirt, we want to have the button on the left and then the buttonhole on the right, okay? So to do that, we want to use this cool tool here. It's called button and buttonhole tool. All right, so the question is, where do we need to put the button and the buttonhole? All right, so right here, we have 2.5 here. This is where we're gonna place a button here, okay? So to do that, let's come over here. Let's zoom in a little bit here. We will see it better when we apply the button. So we will come over here to this 3D window and then click on the button first. And we're going to simply click one right here. Just hover on to this baseline here. Click one right there to apply the button. And then we want to select this edit button tool here. Then click on that button, right click, we want to select copy, okay? And then right click once again, we want to select paste. And now, as you can see right here, we have the button along right here. We are going to right click, okay? Hover the mouse onto that baseline right there, right click to bring this paste window so we can paste all the button we want. So right now, we are going to change this interval here to 9 centimeter. And then the number of button, let's change that to 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So total of button here we have 5. And then I'm going to click on OK to confirm. Alright. So next we want to change this button size. To do that, alright. So I'm going to simply come over here to this button over here in the property, in the object browser, click on that. And we can change the size of the button as well as the button type. Let's say, for example, right here, if I click on this sub menu and I'm going to select any button I want. So we want to select the one that actually close to what the realistic that we have here. Alright, let's come over here and take a look. Okay, this is the one. So that is the one. However, let me zoom in over here a little bit. We want to do a couple things to that button. So we just changed the button design, and now we want to come over here and change the size. So the size was 1 centimeter. I'm going to type in 1 here, press on return enter on the keyboard. And thickness. So thickness can't be 2 centimeters. So I'm going to change that. Actually, thickness is in millimeters, so 2.9. Let's have a look. So we can change it down here roughly 2, and then press on return enter on the keyboard. Alright, that's about right. And next we want to, if we want to change the color, we can, but right now I will leave it as is, because if we want to change the color, we want the color to kind of match at the top, and we do not know if we want the white color or the different color for the top. So we'll leave it as is for now. And let's see anything else we need to do. So right here, if you want to change the color, come down here and then click on the color chip here to change. Alright, so now we're going to do the buttonhole, guys. This is exciting. So to do the buttonhole here, be sure you are on this edit button tool, okay? And then my key select. So by default I have selected, but my key selects all the button right there. And you want it right clicks, and over here, guys, duplicates at buttonhole to symmetric pattern. So click that button right there, boom. We just created the perfect button. I mean, almost perfect. We just need to modify a couple of things here, because right here we want to rotate it to 90-degree angle, as well as the type of button right here, I mean buttonhole, we want it a little bit different. So I'm going to simply come over here to object browser and click on that buttonhole right there, and then come down here under the object browser, click on that buttonhole, and down here, so we have the width, and we can also rotate the button later. So over here, let's come down here, and then we want to change the width here. First of all, before we change the width, we want to change the shape, okay? So the shape, you can select the square one if you want to, or this one. I like this round edge, round both edge, because I kind of like that better than square edges. And over here, we want to change the size now. So 1.2, and press on return enter on the keyboard. So if you look at right here, this guy is within centimeter. So 1.2 is 1.2 centimeter, and that's what we want. Alright, once again, if you want to change the color, we can change the color down here. But we're not going to do that right now, because we will find out what the color we're going to change later. Alright, so if I look at right here, I do not see the rotation of the shape. All we need to do here, click one on the page to deselect. And while this tool is active, you see right there, the select slash, the button tool here, the edit button tool here, active, we want to mark key select all these, just like that. And then I'm going to come over here to property editor, and right here type in 90-degree. And then press on return enter on the keyboard, and boom. Okay, wait for my computer to sync, guys, sorry. it's a little bit lacking when I've been using it for a while. And by the way, guys, it's actually time is up, and we are going to continue this session next live session. Okay, thank you guys so much for being here, and see you guys again on next Monday.